Spider-Man: No Way Home is set to wrap up the current trilogy of Marvel Cinematic Universe Spider-Man movies soon, but Tom Holland's incarnation of the web-slinging hero isn't hanging up his suit just yet. Sony producer Amy Pascal has confirmed in an interview with Fandango that Holland will return for a future trilogy of Spider-Man movies that will continue to be set in the MCU. "This is not the last movie that we are going to make with Marvel. This is not the last Spider-Man movie. We are getting ready to make the next Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland and Marvel. It just isn't part of, we're thinking of this as 3 films, and now we're going to go on to the next 3. This is not the last of our MCU movies," Pascal said. "Marvel and Sony are going to keep going together as partners," she added. "We are getting ready to make the next Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland and Marvel. While it may seem obvious that more Holland starring Spider-Man movies would be on the way, the unique licensing deals around the character mean that things are much more complicated. That's because, unlike virtually every other major Marvel hero, the rights to Spider-Man and his associated villains, allies, and side characters aren't owned by Disney. They're owned by Sony, who picked up the rights to the character all the way back in 1998. A major 2015 agreement between the two companies allowed Marvel Studios to integrate the character into the incredibly popular Marvel Cinematic Universe series of films, in exchange for Marvel Studios co-producing Spider-Man films set in that same universe for Sony Pictures. Related, the Cyber Monday streaming deals for Hulu, YouTube TV, and more. That deal has seen its ups and downs over the years, with drama in 2019 seeing a dispute between Sony and Disney almost end the deal over profit sharing negotiations from the MCU films, the first 2 of which have nearly hit a combined $2 billion at the box office, although the companies were able to patch things up a few weeks later with a new deal, the details of which are still largely unknown. That quirk of licensing leads to a lot of the weirdness with the recent Spider-Man films, like the fact that Spider-Man: Homecoming and Spider-Man: Far From Home aren't available on Disney Plus or why Tom Holland's incarnation of the character has yet to appear in the recent Venom films or the upcoming. Since then, though, things appear to have been more amicable between the studios. Sony Pictures recently signed a deal that would license out future film releases for Disney's streaming platforms starting in 2022. And Marvel Studios has already announced an animated prequel to its Spider-Man films, Spider-Man Freshman Year, coming to Disney Plus in the future, too. Still, while Spider-Man's future in Marvel Studios films is assured, Pascal was more coy about the character showing up in Sony-produced films in the future, telling Fandango that, "We all want to keep making movies together. How's that for an answer?"